In the world of dating, balance is key. Being too available can sometimes have the unintended effect of making you seem less attractive or desirable. When you're constantly accessible, it can send the message that you have little going on outside of your relationship, which can make the other person take you for granted. Understanding the signs that you're too available and knowing how to regain your independence is crucial for maintaining attraction and building a healthy, balanced relationship. Here are 9 signs you might be too available and tips on how to find the right balance. Being eager and available in a relationship is generally seen as a positive trait, but there's a fine line between showing interest and becoming too available. When you're overly available, you risk losing the mystery, challenge, and independence that often keep attraction alive. While it's important to show that you care, it's equally important to maintain your own identity and interests. If you're noticing that your dating life isn't going the way you'd like, it might be time to reassess how available you are and whether it's affecting the dynamic of your relationships. Let's dive into the 9 signs that you might be too available in dating. 1. You always respond instantly. One of the most common signs that you're too available is responding instantly to every text or call. While it's polite to be prompt, always being immediately accessible can send the message that you're always waiting around and have nothing else going on. This level of constant availability can make you seem overly eager or even desperate. For example, if your phone dings and you drop everything to respond, it can create a dynamic where the other person knows they don't need to prioritize you because you're always there. Attraction often involves a bit of anticipation and curiosity, and being constantly available removes that element of mystery. To regain balance, consider giving yourself time before responding. Focus on what you're doing at the moment rather than dropping everything to reply. Not only does this show that you have a life outside of dating, but it also builds healthy boundaries and allows the relationship to develop at a natural pace. 2. You're always the one initiating plans. Another sign that you're too available is if you're always the one initiating plans. While it's great to be proactive, constantly being the one to suggest dates, hangouts, or activities can indicate that the relationship is imbalanced. If the other person isn't putting in the same effort, it might be a sign that they're not as invested as you are. For instance, if you notice that you're always the one reaching out to set up the next date while they're more passive, it can lead to feelings of being taken for granted. In healthy relationships, both partners should show equal enthusiasm and effort in planning time together. To shift this dynamic, take a step back and give the other person the chance to initiate. If they're genuinely interested, they'll take the lead and make plans. If they don't, it might reveal that their level of interest isn't as strong as yours, allowing you to reassess the relationship more clearly. 3. You're available at the last minute. When you're always available at the last minute, it can give the impression that you're waiting around for the other person's call or that you're not prioritizing your own plans and commitments. While being flexible is important, consistently dropping everything to accommodate last-minute invitations can make it seem like you're too eager. For example, if they call you on a Friday night with last-minute plans and you immediately agree, it can set the expectation that you're always ready and waiting. This can diminish the value they place on your time, as they know you'll always be available. To regain your independence, focus on maintaining your own schedule and sticking to it. Don't be afraid to say no to last-minute plans if you already have other commitments, even if those commitments are just self-care or personal time. This shows that your time is valuable and that you have a life outside of the relationship. 4. You're always free when they're free. If you're consistently adjusting your schedule to align with theirs, it's another sign that you're too available. While it's important to be considerate of each other's availability, always being free when they are can make it seem like you're prioritizing them over everything else in your life. For instance, if you're canceling plans with friends or rearranging your schedule to fit theirs, it can signal that you're putting your own needs and interests on the back burner. Over time, this can lead to an unhealthy dynamic where your life revolves around their availability. To regain balance, Make sure you're prioritizing your own plans, hobbies, and social life. When your schedule is full and fulfilling, it naturally creates a dynamic where your availability isn't taken for granted. This also adds an element of healthy distance that can increase attraction. 5. You agree to everything they suggest. Being agreeable and cooperative is important in any relationship, but if you're saying yes to everything they suggest without considering your own preferences, it can be a sign that you're too available. Always agreeing to their ideas, activities, or decisions can make it seem like you don't have your own opinions or desires. For example, if they always choose where to go, what to do, or how to spend your time together, and you just go along with it without expressing your own preferences, it can create an imbalanced dynamic. Relationships thrive on mutual input and compromise. To shift this, start expressing your own thoughts and preferences more clearly. Don't be afraid to suggest alternatives or voice what you'd like to do. This not only shows that you're confident in your own desires, but also creates a more balanced relationship dynamic where both partners have an equal say. 6. You're overly eager to please. It's natural to want to make your partner happy, but being overly eager to please at the expense of your own needs can be a sign that you're too available. If you're constantly going out of your way to accommodate them, even when it's inconvenient for you, it can create a dynamic where they expect you to always prioritize them. For instance, if you're always the one compromising, making sacrifices, or putting in extra effort to keep them happy, it can lead to feelings of resentment or burnout over time. While being thoughtful and caring is important, it shouldn't come at the cost of your own well-being. To regain your independence, set clear boundaries and make sure you're also considering your own needs and desires. It's okay to be generous and giving, but it's equally important to ensure that the relationship is balanced and that both partners are contributing equally. 7. You drop everything when they reach out. If you find yourself dropping everything whenever they reach out, whether it's to answer a call, respond to a text, or meet up on short notice, it's a clear sign that you're too available. While being responsive is important, consistently dropping your own plans or priorities can signal that you're placing their needs above your own. For example, if you're in the middle of something important and you immediately shift gears the moment they contact you, it shows that you're willing to put your own life on hold for them. Over time, this can lead to an imbalanced relationship where your time and attention are taken for granted. To regain balance, practice being more intentional about when and how you respond. If you're busy or focused on something else, it's okay to take your time before responding or to politely decline an invitation if it's not convenient. This helps maintain healthy boundaries and shows that your time is valuable. 8. You rarely say no. Being agreeable and flexible are positive traits, but if you find it difficult to say no to your partner's requests or suggestions, it can indicate that you're too available. Always saying yes, even when you'd prefer not to, can lead to a dynamic where your boundaries are overlooked and your preferences are sidelined. For instance, if you agree to do things you're not really interested in just to keep the peace or avoid disappointing them, it can lead to feelings of resentment and imbalance. Saying no when something doesn't align with your needs or interests is an important part of maintaining your independence. To address this, practice setting boundaries and saying no when necessary. It's important to prioritize your own well-being and ensure that the relationship is balanced, with both partners feeling comfortable expressing their preferences and needs. 9. You're always available for emotional support. While being emotionally supportive is a key part of any relationship, if you're always the go-to person for their emotional needs without receiving the same support in return, it can be a sign that you're too available. Constantly being there to listen, comfort, or help them through tough times, while they rarely do the same for you, creates an imbalanced dynamic. For example, if they often rely on you for advice or emotional reassurance, but aren't available when you need support, it can leave you feeling drained and undervalued. Healthy relationships involve mutual emotional support, where both partners are there for each other. To regain balance, Communicate your own emotional needs and ensure that you're receiving as much support as you're giving. It's important to have relationships where both partners can rely on each other equally, rather than one person carrying the emotional load. Conclusion: finding the right balance in your availability. Being available and attentive is important in any relationship, but it's crucial to find the right balance. When you're too available, it can create an imbalanced dynamic where you're taken for granted or seen as less desirable. By recognizing these signs and taking steps to regain your independence, you can maintain a healthy, balanced relationship where both partners contribute equally and respect each other's time and boundaries. Remember, attraction thrives on mutual respect, healthy boundaries, and a sense of mystery. By ensuring that you have your own life, interests, and priorities, you create a more balanced dynamic that keeps the relationship strong and fulfilling. If you found this article helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you're finding balance in your dating life.